Imagine this for a moment. Many heart attacks don't start in the heart, they start quietly in the arteries years before you ever feel a symptom. What if the food on your plate tonight could help slow that process instead of speeding it up? I've seen this shift lives in powerful ways, and I'm curious. What's one heart health habit you're already working on right now? Tell me in the comments because your answer might inspire someone else. I want to speak to you not with fear, but with clarity and hope. When I talk about clean arteries, I'm not promising miracles or overnight fixes. I'm talking about supporting your body the way it was designed to work, one consistent choice at a time. And yes, food plays a bigger role in heart health than most people realize. Part 1 flows naturally from one simple truth I've learned as a doctor. Your arteries respond every single day to what you eat. They react to inflammation, to excess sugar, to poor fats, and also to protective nutrients. You're not broken if your numbers aren't perfect right now. You're simply human. The good news is that your body is incredibly responsive when you give it the right signals. Let's start with fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. These are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which research suggests can support healthy cholesterol balance and reduce inflammation linked to heart disease. I often tell my patients to think of omega-3s as oil for stiff hinges. You don't need perfection, just consistency. Next comes extra virgin olive oil, one of my personal staples. Used in place of refined oils, it provides monounsaturated fats and antioxidants that are associated with better cardiovascular health. A simple drizzle over vegetables or grains can be a small but meaningful upgrade. Sometimes the simplest swaps have the biggest impact. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula deserve real attention here. They're naturally high in nitrates, which the body can convert into nitric oxide, a compound that helps blood vessels relax. When arteries relax, blood flows more easily. That's not hype, that's basic physiology. Berries, especially blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, are next for a reason. They're loaded with polyphenols and fiber, which support healthy blood vessels and help manage oxidative stress. I've had patients tell me berries feel like a treat food, and that's exactly why they work. Heart-healthy eating should never feel like punishment. Nuts, particularly walnuts and almonds, are another powerful addition. They contain healthy fats, plant protein, and minerals that support overall cardiovascular function. A small handful a day is enough. More is not better here. Balance always matters. Now let me pause and ask you something important. When was the last time you truly enjoyed eating for your health? Not just for calories or rules. This mindset shift alone can lower stress, and stress itself is a hidden factor in heart health. Avocados deserve a clear mention because they're often misunderstood. They're rich in potassium and monounsaturated fats, both associated with healthier blood pressure and cholesterol patterns. When eaten in reasonable portions, avocados support, not sabotage, heart health. Food fear has done more harm than fat ever did. Whole grains like oats and barley come next, especially for artery support. Their soluble fiber helps reduce LDL cholesterol by binding to it in the digestive tract. I often explain this as fiber acting like a gentle sponge. It's quiet work, but it matters. Legumes, beans, lentils, and chickpeas are another unsung hero. They're rich in fiber, plant protein, and minerals without the saturated fat found in many processed foods. Replacing even a few meat-based meals each week with legumes can support long-term heart health. Small changes compound over time. Part 2 continues because heart protection isn't about one superfood, it's about a pattern. Tomatoes, especially cooked ones, provide lycopene, an antioxidant linked to vascular health. That means tomato sauce can still fit into a heart-smart diet when paired wisely. Yes, balance still wins. Dark chocolate with a high cocoa content often surprises people. In moderation, it contains flavonols that may support blood vessel function. I remind people this isn't a free pass to binge. It's permission to enjoy wisely. Garlic has been used for centuries, and modern research suggests it may support healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels. I've seen people dismiss garlic as folklore, but its compounds are well studied. Sometimes tradition and science actually agree. Green tea is another gentle ally for your arteries. Its catechins are associated with improved vascular function and reduced oxidative stress. Swapping one sugary drink a day for green tea is a practical, realistic step. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Seeds like flax seeds and chia seeds deserve attention too. They provide fiber, omega-3s, and lignans, which support heart health when part of a balanced diet. I often suggest sprinkling them on yogurt or oats. Effort should never exceed reward. Citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits offer vitamin C and flavonoids that support blood vessel health. They also help reduce reliance on processed desserts. Nature's sweetness usually comes with protection built in. Fermented foods like yogurt and kefir may not sound directly heart-related, but gut health and heart health are connected. A healthier gut microbiome can influence inflammation and cholesterol metabolism. This connection is still being studied, but the trend is promising. Let me share a quick observation from my own practice. The people who improve their heart markers the most aren't chasing perfection. They're building repeatable habits they actually enjoy. That's the secret no one puts in bold letters. Part 3 is where everything comes together, and this is where I want you to feel empowered. The final foods I want to mention are onions and apples, both rich in quercetin and fiber. These compounds support vascular health and help manage inflammation. Simple, affordable foods can be powerful. I want you to hear this clearly. No single food will clean your arteries like a pipe. Your body doesn't work that way. But consistent heart-healthy foods can support normal artery function and slow harmful processes over time. That's real, evidence-based hope. You don't need a perfect diet to protect your heart. You need direction, patience, and self-respect. Every heart-healthy meal is a vote for your future self, even if the rest of your day isn't flawless. Ask yourself this tonight: which one of these foods could I add this week without stress? Not remove, not restrict, just add. That mindset alone reduces resistance and increases success. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by heart health advice, you're not alone. Nutrition information is loud, conflicting, and often fear-based. I want you to choose calm consistency over panic every single time. As a doctor, my goal isn't to scare you into change. It's to help you trust your body and work with it instead of against it. Your arteries are listening, and they respond best to steady care. If this message helped you see heart health differently, let me know by sharing your thoughts below. And remember, you don't protect your heart in one day. You protect it by showing up for it, one meal at a time. I want to continue by grounding all of this in something very real and very human. Heart health isn't just about avoiding disease someday in the future. It's about how you feel when you wake up, how steady your energy is, and how confident you feel in your body right now. When arteries are supported, circulation improves, and that affects everything from brain clarity to stamina. This is why these food choices matter beyond a lab report. You might be wondering if age, genetics, or past habits make this pointless. I hear that concern all the time, and I want to gently correct it. While we can't change our past, research consistently shows that dietary improvements benefit heart health at any age. Your body doesn't hold grudges. It responds to what you do next. One of the most overlooked heart protective habits is eating slowly. When you slow down, you improve digestion, reduce stress hormones, and make better food choices naturally. Stress hormones like cortisol can negatively impact blood vessels over time. Sometimes heart health starts with how you eat, not just what you eat. Hydration also plays a quiet but important role. When you're dehydrated, blood becomes slightly thicker, which can make circulation less efficient. Drinking enough water supports overall vascular function. This is a simple habit with surprisingly wide benefits. I also want you to know that enjoying food is not the enemy of clean arteries. Pleasure reduces stress, and lower stress supports heart health. Guilt-driven eating often leads to extremes that don't last. Sustainable habits always win in the long run. If you're taking medications or managing a diagnosed heart condition, these foods are meant to support, not replace, medical care. Think of nutrition as a strong foundation under everything else you're doing. When food and treatment work together, outcomes tend to improve. Let me ask you something honestly. If you treated your heart like something you deeply valued instead of something you feared, how would your choices change? That question alone can shift behavior more than any strict rule. Awareness creates change. I've watched people reverse course not by doing more, but by doing less chaos. Fewer ultra-processed foods, fewer sugar spikes, fewer stress-driven meals. In their place came simple, nourishing foods eaten with intention. That pattern supports arteries more than any trend. You don't need to memorize food lists to protect your heart. You need a rhythm you can live with. Choose foods closer to nature, rich in fiber and healthy fats, and eat them most of the time. That's how arteries stay flexible and resilient. If you're still with me, that tells me something important. It tells me you care about your future, even if you've doubted yourself before. That alone puts you ahead of where you think you are. So here's my final encouragement to you. Pick one meal tomorrow and make it a heart-supportive one using what you've learned today. Just one. Then repeat that choice again next week. Your heart doesn't need perfection, fear, or extremes. It needs consistency, nourishment, and patience. And you are absolutely capable of giving it that starting now. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by heart health advice, you're not alone. Nutrition information is loud, conflicting, and often fear-based. I want you to choose calm consistency over panic every single time. As a doctor, my goal isn't to scare you into change, it's to help you trust your body and work with it instead of against it. Your arteries are listening, and they respond best to steady care. If this message helped you see heart health differently, let me know by sharing your thoughts below. And remember, you don't protect your heart in one day. You protect it by showing up for it, one meal at a time. Let's finish this by bringing everything back to you and your real life, not an ideal version of it. Heart health isn't built in a grocery store aisle alone. It's built in daily decisions made when no one is watching. The foods we talked about work best when they're part of a bigger picture that includes movement, rest, and emotional balance. Your arteries are living tissue, constantly adapting to how you live. I want you to release the idea that you've failed if you slip up. One meal never ruined a heart, just like one salad never healed it. What matters is the overall direction you're moving in. Progress is quiet, and it often looks boring before it looks impressive. You might notice that when you eat more fiber-rich, heart-healthy foods, cravings slowly change. That's not willpower, that's biology. Stable blood sugar and reduced inflammation help your brain make calmer decisions. This is your body working with you, not against you. Sleep also deserves respect in this conversation. Poor sleep can increase inflammation and negatively affect blood pressure and cholesterol regulation. Even the best diet struggles to do its job if sleep is constantly neglected. Heart protection happens at night too. If exercise feels intimidating, start small and realistic. Walking supports circulation, improves insulin sensitivity, and reduces stress hormones that strain arteries. I've seen people transform their heart markers with nothing more than daily walks and better food choices. Consistency beats intensity every time. I want to address supplements briefly because I know many of you are wondering. Supplements can support gaps, but they don't replace real food. Nutrients work best when they come packaged with fiber, antioxidants, and natural balance. Food first is still the most reliable strategy. There's also an emotional side to heart health that doesn't get enough attention. Chronic stress, resentment, and burnout can affect blood pressure and inflammation. Taking care of your heart includes setting boundaries and giving yourself permission to slow down. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Ask yourself this simple question going forward. Does this choice support or stress my heart? Not in a dramatic way, just gently. Over time, those small reflections shape powerful habits. Awareness creates alignment. If you've been told that artery health is only about cholesterol numbers, I want you to think bigger. Inflammation, blood vessel flexibility, blood sugar balance, and lifestyle all matter. Food is one of the most accessible tools you have to influence all of them. I've seen people regain confidence when they stop feeling helpless about their health. Knowledge replaces fear, and action replaces anxiety. You don't need to control everything, just the next reasonable step. That's how trust in your body is rebuilt. As we close, remember this. Protecting your heart is an act of self-respect, not restriction. Every heart-supportive meal is a signal of care you send inward. Those signals add up more than you realize. If this helped you feel more informed or more hopeful, I encourage you to share your thoughts below. Your experience matters, and someone else may need to hear it. Take care of your heart patiently and consistently. It's been taking care of you your entire life. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by heart health advice, you're not alone. Nutrition information is loud, conflicting, and often fear-based. I want you to choose calm consistency over panic every single time. As a doctor, my goal isn't to scare you into change. It's to help you trust your body and work with it instead of against it. Your arteries are listening, and they respond best to steady care. If this message helped you see heart health differently, let me know by sharing your thoughts below. And remember, you don't protect your heart in one day. You protect it by showing up for it one meal at a time.